The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, on June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo, ignited the tinderbox of European tensions. A complex web of alliances, imperial ambitions, and nationalist fervor transformed this single event into a global conflict. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany, issued an ultimatum to Serbia, blaming them for the assassination. Serbia's response, while conciliatory in tone, failed to satisfy Austria-Hungary, leading to a declaration of war on July 28, 1914. The mobilization plans of the European powers, designed to ensure rapid deployment and strategic advantage, transformed diplomacy into a deadly race to war. Germany, fearing a two-front war, implemented the Schlieffen Plan, a bold but risky strategy to knock France out of the war swiftly before turning its attention to Russia. Germany's declaration of war on Russia on August 1st and France on August 3rd set the stage for a conflict that would engulf Europe and beyond. Great Britain, bound by its agreement to protect Belgium's neutrality, declared war on Germany on August 4, 1914. The Great War, as it was then known, had begun, pitting the Central Powers of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire against the Allied powers of Great Britain, France, Russia, and eventually Italy, Japan, and the United States. The world watched in disbelief as the lights of peace, already dimmed by years of escalating tensions, were extinguished, plunging Europe and the world into the abyss of war. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand had provided the spark, but the underlying causes of the war ran far deeper, rooted in the complex interplay of nationalism, imperialism, and a dangerous arms race that had gripped Europe for decades. The early months of the war saw rapid movement and sweeping offensives, as both sides sought a decisive victory. Germany's advance through Belgium and into France was eventually halted at the Battle of the Marne in September 1914. The Western Front solidified into a seemingly impenetrable line of trenches stretching from the English Channel to the Swiss border. Trench warfare, a brutal and static form of combat, became synonymous with World War I. Soldiers on both sides endured unimaginable conditions, facing constant artillery bombardment, machine gun fire, and the ever-present threat of sniper attacks. New technologies, such as poison gas, tanks, and airplanes, were introduced, adding to the unprecedented levels of violence and destruction. The Battle of Verdun, fought between February and December 1916, epitomized the horrors of trench warfare. German forces, seeking to bleed France white, launched a massive offensive against the fortress city of Verdun. The French, determined to hold the line, endured relentless attacks, resulting in staggering casualties on both sides. Despite the horrific losses, neither side gained a decisive advantage. The Battle of the Somme, launched by the British in July 1916, was intended to relieve pressure on the French at Verdun and achieve a breakthrough on the Western Front. However, the first day of the battle, July 1, 1916, proved to be the bloodiest in British military history, with nearly 60,000 casualties. Despite months of fighting and heavy losses, the Somme offensive failed to achieve its objectives, highlighting the stalemate that had gripped the Western Front. While the Western Front remained locked in a bloody stalemate, the war raged on other fronts. The Ottoman Empire, weakened by internal strife and external pressures, joined the Central Powers in October 1914. The Ottoman Empire's entry into the war had significant implications, closing off Allied supply routes to Russia through the Dardanelles and opening up new fronts in the Middle East. The Gallipoli Campaign, launched by the British and French in 1915, aimed to capture the Dardanelles Strait and open up a supply line to Russia. The campaign, plagued by poor planning and fierce Ottoman resistance, ended in a costly Allied withdrawal. The Gallipoli Campaign, while a military failure for the Allies, had a profound impact on the national consciousness of Australia and New Zealand, whose soldiers fought bravely in the campaign. In the Caucasus, Russian forces clashed with the Ottoman army, seeking to secure strategic territory and protect vital oil fields. The war in the Caucasus was characterized by its brutality and the harsh environmental conditions, with both sides enduring heavy losses. The Armenian Genocide, a systematic extermination of the Armenian population within the Ottoman Empire, began in 1915, adding a horrific dimension to the war in the East.